Okay, my question is, we have a sheikh named Abdul Razak bin Yusuf. He's a great sheikh, and he gives fatwas sometimes, but she follows Salafi manhaj. He didn't follow any madhab, and he's a great sheikh. He practiced Sunnah and Quran from many years, and he was also a TV person in Peace TV Bangla. And the problem is, some scholar of our country said and claimed that he didn't follow any madhab. That's why his fatwa is unacceptable. Is that true or not?
طيب صفت, first of all, thank you for reaching out to Huda TV. Secondly, we don't answer such question. Any question a caller will inquire about a particular person or sheikh, we abstain from answering these questions. With my due respect, I'm not familiar with the sheikh whom you've mentioned. I'm not familiar with your culture. I'm not familiar with his education and his ijazat. So on what basis I will be able to say yes or no? So if a person wants to find out, how should we ask? The question should be, if somebody is an honorable sheikh but he's not following a particular madhab, shall we follow him or shall we not follow him? Okay, I'll be more than happy to answer you. The first found madhab was the madhab of Imam Abu Hanifa. It is madhab Hanafi in fiqh, not in aqidah. So it's not a different sect, it's a school of thought in fiqh opinions. And Imam Abu Hanifa was born 80 years after the migration of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ask yourselves, for 80 years, the Sahaba, then at-Tabi'een, whom were they following? Which madhab? They didn't have Imam Abu Hanifa. And give it another 50 years before Imam Abu Hanifa was known as an Imam. So we're talking about 130 years. All those years, Muslims were following which madhab? Right? So, studying, like in my case, studying the different madhahib, the 4 madhahib, does not require me to follow a particular madhab. Rather, to follow the correct views in each madhab. Then the laymen, when they call and they ask, I give them the view which I believe, and Allah is my witness, is most authentic, without any prejudice, without being biased, without feeling inclined towards the particular madhab, because this is our deen. And then when you come to learn that the founders of the schools of fiqh and thoughts, beginning with Imam Abu Hanifa, then Imam Malik, then Imam Shafi'i, then Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, those are the most famous, but there are many other schools of fiqh and thoughts. Okay? Al-Zahiri is a very prominent scholar and very prominent school of fiqh, but I'm just sharing with you what most of you are aware of. All of them have come to an agreement that if you find the correct view is the view of another person or another school of thought, follow it. Follow the correct hadith, the sound hadith, and so on. Please, inshallah, in the future, when you call, avoid mentioning names and madhahib, or no, this sheikh is Salafi, and the word Salafi or following the Salaf, it literally means somebody who is strictly following the guidance of the companions and the second generation at-Tabi'een and the third generation, the followers of at-Tabi'een. It could be a person who is naming himself so, but he's not. And that's why we say actions speak louder than words. So a person who is practicing the Sunnah is following definitely the Prophet and following his companions who are known as the predecessors. We don't go by names. Okay? And then when you ask, like before Ramadan, we needed to hire imams for the Taraweeh. Somebody says, I have an ijazah. Let me see your ijazah. Then I test them. So I tested a couple imams and I thought, oh, you know what? the recitation is not as correct. Why? Because after testing them and hearing the recitation, so we have two things: your certificates, where did you learn, where did you get your ijazah from, and interviewing the person, conversing with them. Everyone now is having his own TV and screen. The social media is much more popular than any screen, than any satellite. So if any person is appearing to the public and giving fatwas or talking to them, this is not a certificate that this person is a qualified sheikh. Who are you teachers? Where did you study? Where did you learn? For how long? Your certificates, your ijazat, collectively. And then when we hear from the person, we'll find out whether he is authentic or not.